Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, fellow exiles and pathers and all that. Today, we are cleaning up the inventory. Oh, this is gonna be a job. Alright, so where. I need a heist locker. And we're gonna move the stash. That's first order of business. Moving the stash. So we're gonna move the stash and the heist locker both up here. Probably the stash maybe here. Maybe if I get myself out of the way. Now, should we rotate the stash? Okay, that looks alright. Alright, we got the stash. Now, we can decorations. We can get our armorer's workbench. Reclaim. I wonder if this is functional. Nope. Reclaim. Alright. Hey, what's up? Oh man, the manifesto is crazy. What's up, PTY and Classy Clown? You know, let's talk about the manifesto while we're, while I'm cleaning up the inventory. Where on earth is my dadgum heist locker? Maybe if I go down to heist, I'll find it. Heist locker, reclaim, boom. All right, we're gonna put that bad boy right there. I'm almost afraid to look in it. Alright, well that's not so bad. Okay. Let's look at this let's look at this manifesto here. Let's talk about it. So I think that, judging by some of the real reason the Power Rangers were fired. You guys saw what I browsed in my personal time. Oh my gosh. Alright. So let's get into this here. Let's zoom in. Alright. So the great gem support reduction, right? Gems that provide a useful benefit in addition to damage usually grant less than 25% more damage. Alright, so damage multipliers between support gems have been standardized to following the rules. Okay. A couple of existing supports have a downside added. So, I was reading this, and, where... Lord. Control F. Minion. Alright, here we go. Look at this. So minion damage causes minions from supported skills to have 25% less life, so you might consider other supports if your minions scale damage from their life, or they're not tough enough when supported, right? So, you know what I think about this, is I think that this could actually be good for certain minion builds. For example, like the minion bomber builds. I think like an SRS minion bomber will actually benefit from this because they'll explode faster because they'll have less life. Now, if you can of course add minion life to increase the damage of it, but I mean I think a minion bomber build would actually be okay with this, but I think it really hurts. Carrion golem builds. Like, I think that this league is out to eliminate the idea of a minion horde. Now, if you do go minion bomber, like it's beneficial to the Reaper, of course it is, because the Reaper is going to basically eat the other minions. Like, it's gonna consume the other minions to increase its damage. So if there's less life, if the minions have less life, it'll definitely consume the minions faster. So I've actually been considering like merging the skeleton mage build with a Reaper build. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't care about it, but a lot of people like I have probably two or three builds that are totally based on golems, and they made a lot of changes to golems. And people like I don't know how much people are talking about the changes to golems are. Of course, I pay attention to changes in golems. So, all right, so here we go. Golem Elementalist no longer provides increased damage per golem. The Golem buff effects bonus on Liege of the Primordial now always provides 100% increased effective buffs granted by your golems, rather than scaling with golem count. The Ascendancy path was providing too much power and defense compared to other high investment Ascendancy effects. What up, D? How you doing, Dennis? We were just talking about some of the changes to the league. Golems felt super bad last league, or at least carrying golems. That was my league. Sorry, I just said no. Carrying golems were amazing last league, but it was a super high investment build. Like you had to. Here, the league hasn't changed yet, so let me let's see if I can find my carrion golem build. I don't think it was carrion master. I think I changed Carrion Master to a different build. Yeah. Yeah, it'd probably be faster if I, Oh, I probably have a build for everything. Let's see. This is... Alright, this is a Carrion Golem build. So... Minion damage. Someone carrying... Okay, check this out, right? You go so much better for Carrion Golems. Yeah, but okay, so there has to be a certain amount of investment to make a carrion golem build viable. Like, all right, so this build has 4 carrion golems on it, and it's not even the most carrion golems I have, but this one I wanted to increase the level of golems and not necessarily, how many of them I could have. And I managed to get 4 golems. I don't know if that's the maximum amount I could have. I could have 6 golems, and I also have a chaos golem and a fire golem, a stone golem. I meant for of course the health regen, but and like this, but this is like a super high end like build, like the the armor's nothing special, but there's a lot of minion work done. Oh, cool! I can reset all my passives. So there was a lot of work like put into gems. Like I've got primordial harmonies on it, like all over the place. Got primordial eminence. I've got feasting fiends and renewal on all my clusters. Call to the slaughter. Just a lot of investment into gems on this, and like it's an absolutely it's an absolutely crazy good build. But it's a high investment thing. Like you have to put in a lot of work into it, and this isn't even a necromancer build. This is an elementalist. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, no meta build is going to be cheap no matter what, and like the meta builds are only meta because someone found a way to increase the power by using gear or ascendancies, and then everybody copies it, so the required gear makes it so expensive. Let's see there. It looks like they're doing away with the fast AF peeps. They're going to have to completely change their game, because if you know anything about the fast AF people, like 90% of their builds were Raider ascendancies with all kinds of movement speed and everything, and they're doing away with a lot of the movement speed. Spectral Throw was used almost exclusively with its threshold. So, where did I read that like they buffed Spectral Throw also, not just Shield Throw, but regular Spectral Throw also? I love this right here. And I love this because I made an artillery ballista build because I was told it was bad. I made a I made a lightning tendril build because it was bad. And this is really cool. Flame Blast, that's really cool. Now I don't know if they made any change to fire burst. because everybody was using Fireburst auto bombers. Yeah, here we go. Fireburst was reduced in damage and has a slightly longer cooldown. Yeah, a lot of my like challenge builds, like taking away movement speed, the idea of some classes move faster than others. Yeah, that was what defined raiders, was the fact that they were meant for like going like the zoom, the farming. Like you built a raider to farm, you know. And like you built like a marauder to be a tank and to boss, and you combine the best of both worlds in other builds, but like certain builds were better performing in certain things, and I liked that about it. Yeah, a lot of my crazy builds were buffed a little bit here. Fireburst was reduced in damage and has a slightly longer cooldown. I don't know if you guys knew like how big the Fireburst scene got, but I need to find out. Hey, what's up, Moose Lampa? Moose Lampa, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hey, if you have any questions or you have any input on the new league, by all means, go ahead and tell us what you think. So yeah, Fireburst, like a lot of Fireburst builds are gonna be dead unless they have a crap ton of investment to make it work. Now, this one kind of makes me sad. Hollow Palm technique now only gives 40% more attack speed, down from 60%. If you guys know anything about me, you guys know how I feel about Hollow Palm. I love Hollow Palm. Like, I love the speed of it. I like the damage of it. They keep talking about, like, we've changed all existing unarmed, unique, and stats to specifically work with melee skills. The upcoming skill, Explosive Concoction, was designed to work without any of these items. So Fake Breakers, Doriani's Fist, Ringworld's Curse, Hollow Palm Technique, and Martial Artistry have been changed. I'm worried about the changes to Hollow Palm because I like Hollow Palm so much. So I want to spend a while explaining where all these people get their names from. A whole day. All right. Well, we can talk about that. We can certainly bring that up. There are, let's see some other things that I noticed that were interesting to me. Dual attribute modifiers can no longer be rolled with other modifiers that grant amounts of attributes of the same type. So what that means is, like, if you have, what is a Moose Lampa? So, basically you can't roll an item with ridiculously high deck. The F is a fee. Effie is iron. Effie is iron. Hey, I have seen a classy clown before. Let me give you an example of a classy clown real quick. Look at this guy. This guy is classy as all get out. I love this guy. Hold on. Let me pause this for a minute here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Puddle's Pity Party. Can you guys hear it? I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I love listening to this guy. Let's go. He's pointing to the let's go sign. One person conditioned to rule and control. Hey, Moose, he's just joking around, man. He didn't mean anything by it. There's no need for all that here. Nobody's toxic here, dude. Alright, I'm sorry you feel that way. I hope you find a channel that's better. I'm sorry. But thank you for joining us today either way. And I hope you come back and try again. He wasn't trying to give you a hard time, man. It was just a joke. Back to Puddles. Back to the classy clown.
Mental wounds still screaming, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Yeah, so that's that there. There you go, Dennis. That is a classy clown. Now, let's see if we can find a clown with a monocle. Hey, sweetie.
I'm going to take a shower.
Okay, have fun.
And I'm going to poop too.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
I gotta poop.
Sweetheart. Sorry about that. Alright, so here we go. Here's some classy clowns for you. I know. That's alright. We don't need people on the channel that are going to go off like that anyway. Diesel Fumes. Yeah, apparently my fiance has to poop. She felt like you guys needed to know that. Alright, so we got some pretty classy clowns here. You know what? From now on, whenever I see classy clown, I'm going to think of this guy right here. This is going to be what I picture every time I see classy clown. All right. We'll see that. Now, PTYYCC. What is there an origin behind your name while we're talking more about? Oh, guys, let me tell you what makes me super sad. Listen to this. Look. Boom. This whole section right here has ruined my life. My life is ruined. Let me tell you why. This whole section right here, you can actually see it in my Discord profile. Spellslinger is RIP. That's not what makes me sad. This one right here. Hold on, where is it? Most notably, cast when damage taken. Some triggers have higher cost than others. Most notably, cast on damage taken, which previously had no cost at all outside of taking up sockets. You guys want to know why this makes me so sad? Let me show you something. While we're talking about builds, right? So, let me tell you how sad I am about this. The ability to save all of us, but this right here. This right here is literally a cast when damage taken build, right? Cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken. This build was designed to run with nothing. Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. Watch this. I'm gonna like I know you guys have probably seen this build before. This build, this is gonna be the last time I can play this build. Because if I don't find a way to make it work, I will no longer ever be able to run this build. Yeah. Like I'm just here. I'm just gonna pick. I don't even care what map I run. But that does nothing to Legions because nothing is hitting you. I mean, you can activate it by doing a flame dash or something. I mean, it's entirely possible. But we'll just a random tier 15 map. So this map is completely designed to to take a hit and then everything explodes, right? But you'll watch the mana cost, right? Like, pay attention to the mana, because everybody looks at the life and how quickly it goes up and down. But I want you guys to pay attention to the mana this time, right? See, it does not move. That is what makes this build so unique, is the fact that, and I'm not even running the auras that I have set up for it. Now we're on auras, right? So we're running auras with it. This build is insane. Like, no flasks, no active damage, nothing. It just walks and everything dies, right? This build in Friday when the patch hits, is dead. Because now cast when damage taken loops, they're not going to activate this quickly anymore, and it's gonna require, like, it's gonna have a much higher mana cost, right? This build dedicated everything to, you know, health regen, because like I said, like, the engine of this build is this does, you know, this gives us like 100 fire damage when we ignite an enemy, and all of our skills are fire skills, and then we mitigate that using, you know, using our rings, right? So this, you know, this is all health regen. Everything about this build is meant to regen health. So you take away the fact that I have to regen health to make it work, all of a sudden I have to dedicate mana regen. Oh, I'm so sorry. This was, I mean, and you know, this wasn't even a really expensive build. That's like, this build right here is just, it's stupid fun to play. It's really easy to get going, and you could probably run this build on a less than a 10 exalt budget, you know? And it handles everything. Bossing, mapping, I mean, you can, like, I don't even really have to look at the screen to like play. Like, no flasks, as you can see, no active skills. I don't want to get stopped on anything. It's just fun, and this isn't the only build I have like this, but I have another build. Maybe try a higher mana stack version of it next league. Well, I have a mana stack version of it. I don't think it was Jimbo. Was it not Squishy? This is it. So this is a mana stack version of it, because, alright, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken, cast when damage taken. I wanted to see if I could automate Bladefall Blade Blast and make it as powerful as Bladefall Blade Blast is with auto, you know, with you know, the self-casting. So I'm actually gonna take the mana flasks off. I can take all the flasks off again. I might keep the mana flask on. Of course, you know, flasks are changing anyway, so I'm probably not going to be able to use mana flasks to sustain flask anymore. But I'll show you guys, because Bladefall Blade Blast is such a powerful skill. It sucks up mana, and on top of that, I've got other skills that you know, increase the amount of poison damage. So when I get more enemies, you know, I got Hydrosphere, and I've got the cremation to create you know, ignites more effectively, and then of course, you know, I do increase damage to ignited enemies. But automated Bladefall Blade Blast. And now watch my mana this time on this one. It's you'll see it's completely different. Like, my health barely moves on this build, but my mana, on the other hand, my mana's, and I'm not running my auras. Let me run my auras, and now you can see. Right, you can see it's the complete opposite. I'm hoping that cast when damage taken doesn't affect this build as much, because this build in some ways is stronger, but in other ways, like, I don't have the health regen or the health recovery that I do on the other build. So the health flask, like, you don't really need the flask, but it's a huge help just for those holy crap moments where you see your health goes down and you got corrupted blood or something like that. That's true. I didn't actually see any changes to Bladefall or Blade Blast. I saw a lot of changes to the support gems, which is also going to hurt these builds a lot. So yeah, as you can see, like, I need to see how these builds feel, like, because we can talk about it all day on paper, but I need to see how they feel, like, after the patch hits. Because like I said, like, I mean, I really hope that this doesn't kill builds like these, because these builds were just crazy fun, you know? Like, show you another build that is dead. No, I'd have to log into my other account to show you that one. But, you know, I'm going to log into the other account. I don't care. You guys aren't going to, like, try and steal my information or anything. All you get is my email address, and I can block y'all on that. Alright, so let me show you another build that I'm afraid is dead. Because now this is is this my Poet's Pen build? Yeah. So this is my Poet's Pen build. Once again, like Dennis knows, like, when I do a build, like, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that when I do a build, I don't want to have to, 1 month in the next league will be, things start being a bit, yeah. Well, that's when we're really going to understand the changes more effectively, you know? But, alright, here's a tier 16 map. I don't even care what the mods are. Like, I don't need to find out. So this one is another kind of automated Bladefall Blade Blast. It doesn't use Spell Slinger, it uses a Poet's Pen. So I'm kind of hoping that this build remains, you know, pretty untouched in the new league. And I can't wait until they release, like, the full skill gym changes, so I can find out. Because yeah, this build is, this one is crazy good. It's got phasing, it's got, you know, Bladefall Blade Blast automated. It, you know, it's great for bossing, it's great for, I mean, it's just an all-around cool build, you know. It and everything is automated on this build. Like, it automatically casts curse when you hit. Like, you see all the monsters are getting cursed while I hit them. It does crazy poison damage. It has good health regen. And I haven't even touched a flask to increase damage yet. So I wanna see how this build feels with phasing, because they messed up the movement skills. I didn't see anything about phasing at all on the patch notes. Dash is gonna change. I know, like, I know that the biggest hit is gonna come to Smoke Mine. Like, you know, Smoke Mine is gonna give it's gonna give, I think, a little bit less movement speed, but the movement speed duration is greatly reduced. So, like, all those zoom, you know, racers are gonna have to find another way to zoom because you know, like, mana flasks, like, are, you know, they took the of acceleration modifier and they dropped it from 30 to 40% to like 8 or 9%. Smoke Mine got kicked in its proverbial, like, testicles. They destroyed Smoke Mine, and they knew what they were doing. Like, it feels like they changed this build for the top 10% of players. Or they changed, like, all the nerfs are meant to affect the top 10% of players. Like, because, I mean, let's be honest. Like, you know, a month into a league, how many, you know, just average players have these crazy, you know, 6-link, like, 150 exalt builds that can just screen wipe everything, you know? Nobody, like, the average person doesn't have builds like that. Like, the average Path of Exile player has 1 or 2 builds that they really enjoy playing. They invest all their time and currency into it, and it's still not even close to some of the top players' builds that have, you know, 6 or 7 or 8 or even 50 builds. So, you know, it feels like a kick in the nuts to new players, but it really feels like they're trying to put new players and old players on, like, a more of a level playing field, which, I mean, they shouldn't. There should be a power difference between somebody that's put, you know, 2,000 hours into this game and somebody that just picked it up yesterday. You know, there absolutely should be that power difference. And, like, the average person isn't going to get to the super in-game content that they, you know, that they want, you know? Like, I don't know if I killed the boss yet or not. Yeah, I guess so. So, yeah, that's this build, and I'm I'm hesitant to see what they. Sorry, I was messing around with different things on this build, but I'm hesitant to see if this build survives everything because, like I said, like I don't use Spellslinger anywhere on this build. Oh yeah, okay, I do have one Spellslinger. Nope. Okay, my mistake. I have two Spellslingers, so this build might be dead too. I forgot I put the Spellslingers on these. Oh man, they're gonna kill my Spellslinger, man. I'm so sad. Can we have a moment of silence for all of these really, really fun builds that are now no longer going to be viable in 3 days? But the good... Ripped half of my builds, yeah. But the good news is new players do not pick up their game and understand the way people intend the hours, and they should. They should they really should shut down content creators. 200 for 400. Although now that we're talking about builds, game looks to me like, yeah, and most of it came from outside the game. Like, you have to watch content creators to figure out a lot of this stuff. I have a friend that knows about the game well enough to teach you about it, because this isn't the kind of game that you pick up and in a couple of hours you figured it out. Like, I can't, like, just on Steam alone, I can't tell you like how many hours I've got into it. Hold on, just in Steam, I've got 1,400 hours in Steam, and that doesn't include like any of the outside hours I've got using the standard client. That's not like this one. That's not in Steam. That I have another 25 builds on, and all these all these builds I level by hand. So I can't even think about the time I've invested into this. And I still don't know half as much as I should. Like, I still have to ask Nav questions, But let me show you this build right here. PTY, are you still with us? Because I think you might like this one, and I think this one is gonna survive the Nerf hammer. Okay, check this out, right? I call this one the Triple Cyclone. You want a new player to not reach in game because new versus someone who's put time. You're right. And, Path of Exile is not about the first 10 acts. That's a point that I've tried to I've tried to explain to Dennis. Dennis, who's a new player, has never gotten to maps. Dennis has never gotten to experience the end game of this game. He doesn't know how much fun the Atlas is. And now that level of content is going to become more unavailable to Dennis. And all right, so as a note, these gems are barely leveled. So while we're talking about this stuff, obviously out with RNG, yeah. Oh yeah, the bosses should be harder. The getting to the end game stuff, not tier 1 through 10 maps, but running tier 16 maps. Okay, let me give you an example here, right? Let me open up my maps. I'm gonna run just a random tier 16 map. I love Atoll, right? Let's do an Atoll, right? Okay, I don't have another Atoll, so we're gonna do. Do I have a beach? Okay. Yeah, let's just run a random beach map. I'm not even going to identify it, right? Now, yeah, I wish you did too. Okay, so I'm running this beach map unidentified. It's magic, it's not rare. But, I just showed you guys that my gems are not fully leveled, right? You can look at my, I don't know if you can, see my gear on the Twitch extension, because I've been changing accounts so fast, but my gear is obviously not max, right? So let me show you guys this. This is crazy. This is so much fun. People should not be able to run a tier 16 map with less than level 19 skill gems. It shouldn't be this easy, right? I agree with that. Like, builds are overpowered. Like, I buy my gems right from the Act 6 vendor and use it in tier 16 maps and adjust things based on that. So should I be able to buy gems from, like, level 1 gems from the, like, look at all my gems, like, just getting leveled up. Pride, level 6. Ancestral War Chief 5. Peril of Purity 6. Like, Blood Rage 7. Maim Support 9. Like, Pulverize only level 12. Like, there should be no reason why I should be able to run a tier 16 map with these gems. By the way, I call this the triple cyclone build. So watch this, right? As I hit, like, I get another copy of myself doing cyclone. Now, there's no way level 1, like, low level gems should be able to run this map. You know, it's ridiculous that I can do it. But I can. So, do you increase the difficulty of the maps, or do you make it to where, like, you know, this kind of content is harder to get to? Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. But if you're leveling up the same gems you use that in your to level that you use to build, your gems should be at least level, you know, 15 or 16 by the time you hit maps. Right? Like, the only reason my gems are low level is because I level using Hollow Palm, right? So, you know, I get to maps in, you know, 4.5, 5 hours. So then I don't want to sit there and spend all day on the trade site buying level 20 gems. So, you know, I level the gems while I'm testing the build, right? So, but yeah, like, if you're gonna be a new player and dedicate yourself to a build, then you take your time, you dedicate yourself to the build, you get good with it, you get your gems leveled up, and then yeah, you can run these, you know, these maps. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I died, because there's no reason why I shouldn't have died at some point there. I just want to show you how good this thing is at bossing. Yeah, whack. I missed the whack when I died. I'm gonna start quacking every time I die. But yeah, if my, you know, had my gems have been level, you know, all my gems level 20, you know, there's, you know, I wouldn't have died. You know, that's just one of the costs of having low level gems on a tier 16 map. But like, it should be harder to get to these, like, to these level maps, but the rewards should be better when you get here, because I get very similar rewards whether I run a tier 16 or a tier 1. You know, like, the rewards are not very different. So, you know, I bet I could run 100 tier 1 maps and 100 tier 15 maps and have, you know, at the end of it, have very similar, you know, of course, like, you know, for the person that doesn't craft, they'd end up with exactly the same loot. They'd pick up currency, and that's about it. You know, they might drop an exalted, and it would be random. It wouldn't matter if it was a tier 1 or a tier 16. But that's, you know, that's just what it is. Had I been running, like, the high level gems that I should be running on this boss would already be dead. Oh yeah, I have flasks. I'm not going to be able to spam my flasks soon. So, yeah, like, there's no way I should have been able to complete a tier 16 map with these gems, and that's the point. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, and yeah, like, this isn't even expensive gear. Like, you know, this what you're looking at, like 3 exalts for this. This I crafted myself, and it's not even that good. Like, I hit a lucky modifier on the nearby enemies, take the 9%. Chris mentioned that they were working on the acts and have put most of their time into Act 1 so far. Hoping to get through all the acts by next year. Do you think that it's fair Players not good players to suffer through Act 1. We haven't even gotten on. Act 1 is stupid easy. The top level speedrunners can do Act 1 in 20 minutes flat. Be faster. And that's with a solo self-found environment. So I don't know that they've made the power creep that bad that, it's going to be super, super challenging. Like, the average monster is not going to change very much. The bosses are going to be probably going to have a little more health and do a little bit more damage. But most of the bosses, have a set mechanic. So if you understand the mechanics of them, then the boss fights are a lot easier. Like, Brutus, you run around in a counterclockwise circle the same way you do with Hillock. You don't take any damage. Hillrake, you just... he's only got one real attack that can hit you, and that's the Cascade, and he's not an end boss, but, let's see, Merveil, she has, the frost, the frost spear attack. Yeah, now, for the experienced player, no, it's not going to be a problem at all. Now, for new players, it's going to suck a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world, but dying to Rose over and over, it could be mind-numbingly painful. But did you play the Gauntlet? I'm gonna let's put it that way. Did you play the Gauntlet? Because if I would say, okay, I would say that the changes are not going to be as hard as the Gauntlet was. I would say it would probably be a middle ground between Gauntlet level difficulty and the difficulty we have now. So probably, yeah. Okay, all right. We'll see you in a minute, Dennis. So probably it'd probably be 15 to or 50, 30 to 50% harder, somewhere in there. But it's not going to be one of those where it's tilting to die anyway. Hold on one second. Oh, it's tilting to die anyway, no matter how you die, especially in the Gauntlet. Oh, man, I died by so many stupid ways. But yeah, this, you could probably get this build going for about 10 exalts also. The helmet, I crafted, but I hit lucky rolls on that. This I crafted. And crafting is so easy, fossil crafting is so easy and cheap. By the way, I do all my crafting using fossils. Classy Clown, do you know how to use fossils to... Oh, I don't have a portal gem on this thing. I don't have a portal. I gotta run all the way back to the... Oh, wait, maybe I can run into a portal. A portal scrow. Oh, cool, I found a portal scrow. Give me a dedicated server. Yeah, I think Dean was having problems too with ping and lag and all that stuff. You look great. You fixing to go?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just wearing this.
You just wanted to interrupt me?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just wearing this to keep from having a chain later on.
Okay. The crafting system is... I tried fossils, but I find that it's easier to buy items. Hey. Hold on one sec, guys. I gotta kiss my beautiful fiance. Okay. Welcome back, Dennis. So, it is easier to just buy the stuff you're looking for, but it's better to learn the bare minimum of crafting, and I'd say the easiest form of crafting is fossil crafting. And I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you something real quick, Clown, that might help you a lot. So, most builds, right? Most builds, what you want to accomplish is getting as much life and resistances on things like gloves, and boots and helmets, right? Or and belts too. So, let's say you get yourself a Stygian Vice, right? I'm gonna find a really, really crappy Stygian Vice that I have laying around, because I think we should all learn how to craft on Stygian Vices. So, all right, that one's not terrible. So I'm not gonna kill that one. All right, this one has no life. It does have double resist and a lot of armor, but it has no life. Let me find... Okay, here we go. This is a completely useless Stygian Vice, right? But it has item level 81, right? And got ripped from my soul. All right, so what we're gonna do? Fossil crafting will always be in the game, which is why it's a good thing to learn. All right, so this is it right now, completely useless. So I'm just gonna take a potent, and these are stupid cheap, and the prismatic fossils are super cheap, and the pristine fossils are super cheap, right? So this is really all you need, right? Famous last words. Right, so this is going to give you more elemental modifiers and more life modifiers. Yeah, 3.16 removes fossil crafting. So we hit this with this, and now we have double resists and life regeneration, right? It's okay, but not, it's not as good as it could be. So, rolling this, like right now we've spent, maybe 1 or 2 chaos orbs. All right, now we've got 25 to maximum life, still not great. So, you can, it's more of a targeted system of crafting this way to get. See, this one's actually really good. 12.9 flat life per second and dual resists. And see, now we can take this belt because it's got, it's got room for crafting on the bench, right? And we stick this on the crafting bench, and let's say we want to add maximum life to it, right? Well, now we've got a belt with 48 maximum life, and I'm going to roll it to get the... There we go. 55 maximum life, 25 cold resistance, 34 lightning resistance, and... I mean, this is now a pretty viable belt. Increase flask life recovery rate. Then you got the regenerate 12.9, life per second. And it's got the abysmal socket in it, so you can run over here and grab yourself a jewel. And that has, the resistances that might be missing off of it. And more life, and you've got a pretty stout belt, Yeah. Well, see, the only reason I learned fossil crafting is because I had, accumulated all this stuff, and I had never used it for anything, so I figured I'd learn fossil crafting. It's just like essences, right? Like, do you see how little I have been using essences? I mean, let's be honest here. Like, I only learn the stuff I have to learn because I've got so much crap laying around that I, literally, blight, right? I learned how to use blight because I had so much blight laying around. Like, I started to learn, the effectiveness of it just because I had nothing else to do with it. I still don't know enough about crafting to, make those ridiculous high item stuff. Oh, yeah, shoot. I mean, essences you get all the time. I mean, it's crazy how many essences I have, and I can upgrade them, and let me go ahead and merge my essence tasks real quick. Essence tabs real quick. So many essences. Oh my gosh, OMG, LOL. This is the remove only tab. So, I don't think Act 1 is going to be prohibitively more difficult, but I think the increased difficulty is going to make it a little bit more interesting for experienced players, and it's going to be just more of a pain in the butt for new players. But this game is already a pain in the butt for new players anyway. I think we can all remember that moment we opened up our map for our passive tree for the first time and was like, what have I gotten myself into? What am I even doing here? Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, except for those moments where you're sitting in here and you've whispered hey, at douche, I want your booty for 1 alk. Hey, douche isn't even online. That's cool. But like, when you sit there and you message these players who put the stuff up for sale, and then they can't be bothered to sell it to you because they're running a map or they're doing something, it's aggravating to me. Like, I think if they changed the trading system just a little bit, like, okay, like they want everybody to see your MTX, but at the same time, like, they encourage you to like trade in person, right? But a system of trading where the person doesn't have to be there to complete the sale would make trading a lot more viable, right? So I think what they should do is like all right, so put like here we can throw a decoration in here for an example, right? So let's say you put like a flag in the middle of your hideout, right? And you click on it and it opens up your market trading window, right? And it works just like a stash tab. So all of a sudden, like, this is your market trading window right here, right? And you put in your thing, and you right click on it and you set the price. And then once you have items in there, it turns into a copy of you, whatever your character is wearing, right? So, if I've got on all this crazy MTX, right? And I'm looking all kinds of sexy with my random gear on, right? And I've got my machine working lightning golem. Then now, okay, so now I whisper you, douche, I want your booty, right? And it takes you into douche, like it automatically joins you into a party with him, but just for trading, not in like an actual game party, but like it gives you the ability to go to his hideout. And there is the copy of him standing there in his hideout, and you click on him, it opens up the market window, and not only can you buy that specific item from him, but then you can see what else he has in his store. You can kind of peruse his store. So let's say you're buying gems because you want to do a new build, and you don't want to sit there and have to level gems from 1 all the way to 20, right? Well, then you can just sit there and say, okay, well, he's got all these support gems listed for 1 chaos. I'm just going to buy them all. Well, I mean, it's the system I'm suggesting. It keeps the current system in place, where you go to the pay for item, money goes to person stash, everyone wins. It would be easier, but they don't want to do it because they want to sell MTX, right? That's the whole point of the trade system as it is. Like, they want you to see this guy's outfit, and then they want you to press the M button, and they want you to be like, oh wow, okay, I can buy that, I can get that look. But it's going to cost me, I'm going to have to sit here and buy, this supporter pack to get it. Right? So, they don't make any money if you don't see the player, right? So if they don't see that I'm wearing this MTX, people don't get like jealous of it. But how many of us pay attention to people's MTX when we trade? I do. I mean, to be honest, like, there's a lot of people that don't care, but if you look at how much MTX I have, I care about MTX. Like, I like having options available, and this isn't even all the MTX. Like, I have more MTX on my other account. I mean, I like being able to customize my characters, and when I see somebody that has something really cool, this point is click macro key, go to hideout, and then trade, and click micro key to my hideout. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that the system is perfect. I'm just saying that if the market was if you were able to spawn a marketplace that was not, that you didn't have to have the person physically there for, you still accomplish everything GGG wants to do, and you make it easier to trade, and you don't have to change anything because, like, you've got this whole trade website, that they've built. So, would you not play with that, cat? So when you go to the trade site, like, it gives you, like, the douche. I wonder if there is an item called douche. All right. Ooh, that's cool. Let's look at this ruby ring, by the way. Increase strength, increase. All right, so it's basically useless. All right. So when you whisper the person, and you go in game and you whisper them looking for it, you do your little boom. No, kitty, that's my papa. No, kitty, that's my papa. But instead of whispering the player, it just brings you right to their hideout. Then you can see the guy that the MTX is wearing. You click on the guy, it opens up his shop. Boom. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah. Because, let's be honest. When you trade with somebody, you're not really going to talk to them. You're not going to have a conversation with them. You're not going to be like, oh, hey, Dr. Scholes, what wonderful footwear you're wearing. You're not going to sit here and really have a conversation with the people you're trading with. All you want to do is join their party, get your thing, and get out. Person comes in at the same time. You can already have 6 people at the same time in a party, right? So, the system's already in place. It would be kind of annoying if somebody, sniped you and got the item before you got it, but, that would be a risk you take. Yeah, no, I understand. I can see how that could be a problem. Some kind of like, it could be like a first whisper, first come. Like you could get like a like if you're the first person to whisper for a specific item. Yeah, that'd be fun. I like bidding wars. That'd be great, and it'd be good for the seller too. Especially if somebody undervalues something and puts it in at the wrong price, and people realize it and see it. Let me tell you, I almost made a mistake, right? So I had a Chevron's wrapping, and I was making a sales tab, and I set everything that was in that sales tab at 1 chaos because it was all junk, right? And I just wanted to get off of it. And I did not realize that because it was an old armor tab. Oh, the first whisper, yeah, has the downside of the guy whisper. Well, of course there'd be like a 10, let's say a 15-second window that you show up, and then when you click on the marketplace, like the item that you whispered for would be highlighted. And then if you close the window and you didn't get it, or you waited longer than 30 seconds to buy it, then it becomes like that highlight goes away, and then anybody can buy it. And then how if you can't, if there's a piece of gear you can't wear, it's red and you can't sock it, it'd be the same idea. But I kind of like the idea of the bidding war because, like I said, I put a Chevron's wrapping in the 1 chaos, and then I had 15 immediately 15 people whisper me for that one Chevron's wrapping, because a Chevron's wrapping that was for 1 chaos, everybody on Earth was gonna sell their grandma to get it. I literally had offers for people's grandmas. Naked Grandma! By the way, if nobody's ever seen Naked Grandma, it's time for Naked Grandma. If I can type. Yeah, I really, really like the idea.
A burglar would not want to see when he breaks into a house. Rob!
Naked Grandma!
Rob!
Naked Grandma!
Rob!
Naked Grandma!
Rob!
Naked Grandma!
Naked, huh?
Oh, this reaction is the best. Steve Harvey's reaction is amazing.
I don't want to see that either.
I don't want to see that either.
I know you're right, okay? Nobody wants to see a naked grandma, but what are the chances of you breaking in the house and running up into your grandmama naked? Looking for a naked grandmama in the house.
Oh, that's just funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Hey, Super Bubs. Thank you for joining us. We were just discussing better systems of trade and naked grandmas. I was saying that I accidentally put a Chevron's wrapping in a 1 chaos sales tab, and yeah, from now on, naked grandma is gonna be spammed in Nav's chat. We gotta do it. We was gonna say discuss naked grandmas. So anyways, I was saying that immediately after it was put in the 1 chaos tab, immediately I got 20 whispers, and I was saying that people were ready to sell me their naked grandmas, and then I wanted to, I just wanted people to know where I got naked grandma from. Naked. Oh god, we're gonna force him to like make a new meme or a new emoticon. You know, be like naked grandma, like a sign that says naked grandma or something. Like the naked grandma bill. I don't know. We gotta figure something out. That'd be hilarious. And he's gonna have absolutely no idea what any of us are talking about. Who's the fat naked chick? Deodri. I think you're thinking of Deodri. Yeah. That's Deodri Darktongue. Or, as I commonly like to call her, Naked Grandma. Naked Grandma! What on earth is that? No, I didn't need concept art for that. Why? He's wearing her skin. Bro! Who does that? Okay, Deodri's skin, Widow Silk Robe. Socketed Curse Gems are supported by level 20 Blasphemy. Grants level 20 Summon. Deodri's Effigy skill. Socketed Curse Gems are triggered by Deodri's Effigy when summoned. I mean... Wait a tick. Wait a tick. What's this? What is this? That's a lot of Naked Grandma. This is for curse bots. I've never Doedri's skin. Widow Silk Robe. You can make 20 yeah, I'm trying to told you. Okay, it's literally Deodri's skin. Like, you skinned her and wore her clothes, but it summons stone things. See, I'd never seen this before. What are my eyes seeing here? I mean, do I buy it and make one of my characters wear it just to like have it so we can show him the Naked Grandma? It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. You said the Carcass Jack is skin too? Is it really? Hold on, am I wearing Carcass Jack right now? No, hold on, I got one that's wearing Carcass Jack, I think. Not that I know which one it is or anything like that. Like, I'm just gonna know which one of my characters has a Carcass Jack on it. Like, who knows? Skin of the Lords. I guess that's skin too, isn't it? I think around 500. Not really a lot. If I were to sell all of my gear, I'd have mirrors. I wouldn't even be worried about exalts anymore. Oh man, this was rotting away. This was so much fun. This dadgum Moxahoddle's machination build. Ugh. Oh, Jimbo. Hey, PTY, does this gear look familiar? You can buy many Naked Grandmas. I could buy all the Naked Grandmas. What is this one? What is this? Stormburst, Cast While Channeling, Inspiration, Hydrosphere, Diffuse Channeling, Conk Effect, Frost Shield. I don't remember this build. Pop-Tart Slayer. That's because I haven't been on Pop-Tart Slayer in about 10 years. Later. Stormburst. Oh! I remember this build. This one is just fun. Watch this. This is cool. So, I think, I don't know. I was going to league start with a, I was going to league start Summoner, but I'm not sure if I'm going to league start Summoner anymore. Because of the changes to Summoner builds. Do you guys want to see the first build ever that I did? Alright, Dennis. Have a great day. Oh, nope. I put Nav's build on my first build. Poison build league start. It's okay. Tell me, DR, how fucked are we? We are pretty okay. Speedsters, minion horde builds, any build that relied on flasks at all, auto bomber builds, cast when damage taken builds, all dead. They reduce the speed that you can run on your Pathfinder ascendancies. Long story short, and every single build that has a six link socket is nerfed. Yeah, every single 6 link. Let me tell you why. They actually say in the patch notes that like gems that like increase damage of any kind are changed, are nerfed, right? And cast while channeling builds, yeah, I don't know how strong this build is going to be. Like the Solrest Necromancer build. I really don't know how well this is going to perform anymore. I mean, this build is crazy good, and a ton of people have adopted it, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the power that it is now. I mean, but for people that, I mean, it's not the end of the world for Raider builds, but it certainly doesn't help them. Let's go back to the news. Oh. I was thinking that the new difficulty of Act 1 is gonna be, yeah, we're not noobs. Come on, what's wrong with you, bubs? I was thinking that the difficulty of Act 1 is gonna be kind of like scaled proportionally to the gauntlet. As a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons, it's time for us to put on our tinfoil hats here. But I think that one of the reasons they hosted and put so much time and energy into the gauntlet was to see how capable the average population was of getting through Act 1 in the gauntlet. So if I would have to judge how how hard it's going to be, I would probably say that it's going to be somewhere around, somewhere between gauntlet difficulty and the difficulty that we have now. So, but this right here, hold on, where did I read that about the 6 links? Six link. The support gem changes affect 6-link skills far more than they do those with fewer links, because of how each support gem compounds with each other. So the damage loss won't be felt much in the early to mid game, as support gems were generally nerfed far less or not at all at gem level 1. There will be cases during the campaign where buff skills that have more damage than before, especially for players that struggle to find or craft 5 or 6 link items early in the league. So basically, they nerfed 6 links. Why would you even do that? What sense does that make? We've numerically buffed the increased critical strike support, increased damage support, blah, blah, blah. So lower level support gems might be good. I mean, lower level support gems are already good. I proved that to you, in a... So, Feigling Gannies. I showed you that, even with, low level gems, I was still able to run a tier 16 map, you know? Like, you know, support gems are good. They really are. Like, I don't, you know, I like, yeah, nerf the gems a little bit to control the power creep, but I don't think killing, like, the idea of a 5 or 6 link is necessarily a great idea. Yeah, but now I don't want them to be level 20 in tier 16 with GGG logic. Yeah. I mean, of course you want them to be level 20 in tier 16 maps, but I was just showing that they don't have to be. Like, they are overpowered, but I don't think that necessarily means that you have to nerf the mess out of them and make them less effective the more sockets you have. Like, I mean, Archmage is like, I think they said Archmage is dead. Chain support's going to be better. And if your build relies on flasks, oh well. Now this is cool. Poison now inherently deals 50% more damage. Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with that. I think this, like, this huge overhaul nerf that they're doing is. And wait, was it you, Superbubs, that say that they're, like, beta testing with us? I think it was you that said that. Yeah, Viper Strike could be cool. Viper Strike probably is going to be very strong. They use more mana at higher levels doesn't really do anything to stop me from 6-linking. It will if you can't control your mana use. Like, if you have to take crafting slots away from damage modifiers or from like immunity, then yeah, like mana multipliers are going to be a big deal. Because you're going to have to put more mana on your gear. You're going to have to start mana stacking or int stacking to make certain builds even work. Because, flasks, like, you're not going to be able to just use an enduring mana flask and have it continuously refill your mana anymore. Which is, I have a couple of builds that rely on the mana flask to work, and those aren't going to work anymore. But I might start, like, as soon as they release the POB, I have a lower level support gem in my 6-link to not use a 6-link. I agree with that 100%. Like, I would rather have nerfed gems, like, slightly nerfed gems, than overwhelmingly nerfed gems, and the fact, and putting them, like they're in, and, like, nerfing their interactions with each other. We didn't like the poison builds felt pigeonholed into playing assassin due to extremely strong poison-related bonuses, and relied heavily on the Carlito's signature unique flask in the late game. Reduce the power of assassins notable, be more in line with the kind of damage increases an ascendancy usually gives. Noxious Strike no longer. I wonder if they made any changes to Viper Strike. Nope, not that I see. Control destruction support now penalizes critical strikes multiplicatively. We are reducing the damage bonuses on support gems that are clearly just all about huge damage boosts and trying to give them impactful and appropriate downsides. That seems to be the way GGG has been going about, like, nerfing things this, like, recently. Is like, they give you this really nice item, and then they give you this really horrible downside to it. And then you got to build around that downside all of a sudden. Like, I have a build that uses totems, and every time a totem dies, you get a curse. And then I've got 3 pieces of gear that effectively nerf the effects of curses up on me by 100%. So I can basically use my totems for free. Just give them treats now, OP, and never needs a downside. Just give them threats now. Just give item threats now, OP, and never needs a downside. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Let's see, where is the... Divine Ire, I think. So Let me see this. This is not a cheat sheet. This is my list of builds. This is their name, what they are, and what I have to do to finish them, or whether or not it's complete or not. So let's yeah, it's Nav's fault. Wait, this isn't the right one. Wait a tick. It's his hacks for currency drops. Hey, you know what? We all need hacks for currency drops. Alright, so yeah, let me show you, like, alright, so now watch my curses, right? So these are all, I'm cursed with all these things, right? So you got a soul mantle, spider silk robe, which effectively makes this robe a 7-link robe because I get the spell totem. But the really cool thing is a +1 to maximum number of spell totems, and the you know, the totem life and everything. But there's a skill point that gives you, like, the more curses you have, the more damage you do. I don't think it's on my gear. It's not one of the skill points, but yeah. So I've got 2 of these Kikazaru topaz rings, and then I've got, where is it? Oh, anyways. Shoot. I'm too tired. Where is it? Yeah, 20% increased damage per curse on you. An additional curse can be applied to you. So that's where I stack damage per curse. And then I've got the 2 Kikazars, which reduce it to 80%. And then I think... I've got a node somewhere that takes off the other 20% of curses on me. This is our curse bot, yeah. So so effectively, I'm just gonna go to Blood Aqueduct and not waste the map right now. So effectively, what you do is, you know, of course, when you're mapping, you know, you just put the totems out there and move on with your life. Plus, Divine Ire is really cool. But you put the totems out there, they do their huge blasts, and you just walk and place totems, right? And you keep your curses up. Oh, and by the way, at super low level gems, I can run tier 16 maps with these. Back on the point we were making. But, and then, like, if you encounter a boss, when you go into a boss area or something, what you do is you cast your totems until you have a total of 9 totems stacked, which is a maximum amount of curses. Until you have 9 curses stacked, which is the max you can have. And then you get a 20% damage increase for every single curse you have applied to you. So it's 180% more damage before you go into the boss fight. And then, of course, Divine Ire, like, charges up and then does this crazy blast. So there it goes. You know what? I am gonna run a map with it just to show you how crazy powerful this build can be. And, you know, once again, like, let's look at the gems. 12, 15, 13, 13, 13. You know, I got 20 on that one. 13, 10, 12, like 7. You know, just, you know, I haven't taken this one against Cyrus. I won't take a build that doesn't have max gems into Cyrus because I'm scared. I'm a wuss. All right, let's run a beach map because they're super short. You know, one of these days I will take each and every one of my builds against Cirrus just to see how it fares. Super Bubs, you missed my my latest build actually, my triple cyclone build. I'll if you're interested, I'll throw that up here for you real quick after this. Look at those curses. I know, so many curses. Triple cycle. I died. I wasn't paying attention. All right, I'll zoom in. Whack. Cursed Halo. All right, let's. I'm not scared to run zoomed in. I live that life. Oh, I don't have enough decks. I need to get more decks. All right. Well. Oh no, wait. Everybody calm down. Decks, yeah, exactly. More decks. Oh man, I don't even know where I'd put decks on this thing. I guess I could. That would be crazy. I might have another. I might be able to craft decks on that actually. We'll see. Those skeletons came out of nowhere. Let's just get to the boss. Wait, something made a loud noise. It's a prime sextant. I like prime sex. Tense. Of course. Alright, so we're going to precast to get 9 curses up. Then we're going to walk over to the boss. We're going to go ahead and cast our totems on him. I've just zoomed into him. And then, of course, we keep casting to keep the totems up and to keep the curses up. And keeps all the damage going. I think when I get Divine Ire to level 20, it's gonna melt this. It's gonna melt bosses like nobody's business. If this build is even still viable after all the nerfs. We're gonna find out. That ramp up time of Divine Ire though. Yeah. It will definitely be the craziest league start ever, I think. Just because, you know, we've all gotten used to a certain like level of power that we're not going to have anymore. There we go. You know what? I'm going to throw this map in the guild stash so that I can just find it and run it real quick with my triple cycle. Alright, I'm not even going to identify it. Okay. You might... Are you still with us, Bubs? Will the real Super Bubs please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Because I am the Bubs. Yes, I'm the real Bubs. Oh, God, I hope we don't have any server issues. Alright. Let's put in a random tier 16. Let's do Lexajoris. Do I want to do burial chambers? Alright, I've got 2 burial chambers. I'm going to do lighthouse. Alright. Here we go. Watch very carefully, okay? Triple cyclones. That's right. I wish I could zoom out more so you could see them better. By the way, low-level gyms. Triclone. Hey, I like that. Instead of triple cyclone, this is going to become the Triclone build. You have inspired the Triclone. I'll see my son. No, don't. I like the Triclone. I'm gonna make a whole. If this build is still viable after all the hits, or I can at least change enough of it to make it good, I am totally gonna make a build guide for this and call it the Triclone build. I got inspired by watching the I'll show you guys the inspiration for this build actually. Let's see. Reset. 3.15 trailer. I spelled trailer wrong. I don't care. POE 3.15 trailer. They did not mention Cyclone. Alright, PTY. I will show you.
Hello and what is up, YouTube? My name.
Why can't I just see the dadgum? All right.
Many centuries ago, we know.
That right here. The Rage Vortex. Like, I was like, hey, I bet I can do this without the new skill gem. So yeah, I feel accomplished because I used the new skill gem before it was even out there. I should make a YouTube video that says that I hacked GG servers and got the new skill gem already. Just to see what people say. Yeah, mine is better. What can I say? The Triclone build. Well, guys, I worked all night. I did my obligatory hour-and-a-half stream for the morning. It is time for me to get some sleep, and I'm going to go to bed. Triclone with the tricorn hat. Oh, you know what? I do need a tricorn hat on the Triclone. It's not going to work without a tricorn hat. What have I been doing? What am I even doing with my life? Hold on. Hey, look! It's the Carcass Jack! Ha! We were just talking about that earlier! Ah! Fail. Do I have a tricorn hat? I mean, what do we feel about this one? What do we feel? How do we feel about that? I am not gonna dream about naked grandmas. I promise. This is a. I mean, that's. I don't think that's a tricorn. Do I have anything that even works like that? Synthesis crown. That's cool. Alright, I'm not dreaming about naked grandmas. Look at this. Have you guys seen this? This blight helmet? What are we doing with our lives? Like, what is even happening here? I know. I got the I did a dadgum challenges. Where is the button to press to see? Yeah, achievements. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Has 3 faces. Ew. Talking about this one? Yeah, the Ultimatum helm has 3 faces. I need to get more MTX on this character. This one is all just MTX that I earned doing challenges. Blight, Harvest, Metamorph, Ultimatum. I think it's Spore thingy. It's from the Blight League. From doing all the challenges in the Blight League. Alright, guys. This is going to be the end of my day until I wake up. So, everybody have a great night, day, whatever time it is. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream. And I will be back on tomorrow. Hold on, I gotta do this obligatory thing that I have to do every time I stream now. Boom. You can see my schedule right there. You can join me anytime you like. Friday, we're gonna be streaming the League launch if I'm not interrupting Nav's stream. So, all right, I will see you all later.